Hey, good morning, everyone. We will now commence with our swearing-in ceremony at this time. My name is Lieutenant Nathaniel Rodriguez, and on behalf of the New Bedford Police Department, I would like to welcome everyone here to the main library this morning for the swearing-in of our 6 newest officers. Joining us here today is the Honorable Mayor of our city, Mayor John Mitchell, our Chief of Police, Chief Joseph Cordeiro, our Deputy Chief of Police, Deputy Chief Paul Rivera, and our City Clerk, Mr. Dennis Farias. I would also like to recognize some of our city councilors that are here today. City Council President Linda Morad and City Councilor Scott Lima. Before we start our ceremony, I would like to invite Pastor Brian Doobie and Pastor Jamie Casey of the South Coast Community Church of Fairhaven to say a few words and to lead us in prayer.
Good morning. It is an honor to be here this morning to be a small part of this ceremony. I want to congratulate each of you. You've chosen not just a job, but a noble, honorable profession. Hold your heads up high. I'm grateful for men and women like yourselves who've committed yourself to a life of service. Jesus tells us there's no greater love than to be willing to lay down our lives for another. Our hope and prayer is that this may never be the case, but I want you to know that on behalf of your community, we are grateful. The world is a safer place, a better place because of you and others like you. Paul tells us in Romans 13, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. And in verse 4, he says, for the one in authority is God's servant for your good. May you see yourselves as the Lord's servant for good. There will be tough times, and may you find your strength in the Lord. You will find yourselves weary. May you find your rest in the Lord. And when things trouble you, may you find your peace in the Lord. Know that there are millions of men and women around the world that will be praying for you daily. May you serve with integrity. Everyone here wishes you much success in your law enforcement careers. Jesus says in Matthew 5:9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. May the Lord protect you and bless you, and when you encounter those who have lost your way, may you be used of God to help them find their way home. Thank you very much.
Please bow with me in prayer. Lord, we thank you for this group of people who have decided to embark on this journey to protect and serve their community. We ask you, God, to protect them, to keep them safe, Lord, as they protect us. We ask you to bless them with wisdom and discernment. Help them, Father, to exercise good judgment in all and every situation. Continue, Lord, to grow them in compassion and integrity. Do not allow them to harden over time or become indifferent to the needs of the people that they will be serving. We ask you, Lord, to unite them under this badge and most importantly under you, that they would understand that this task, this noble cause that they have chosen is of the utmost importance. We ask you to protect their families and help them, Lord, to guide their families as well and to protect their families as well. We ask you to bless them now as they take on this great responsibility of serving and protecting our community. We ask you, Lord, to instill in them a desire to love mercy, to seek justice, and walk humbly with you all the days of their lives. We ask all these things in your Son's holy and precious name. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Doobie and Pastor Casey. The 6 officers who stand before us here today graduated from the Massachusetts State Police Academy on Friday, September 14th. The officers completed 6 months of police recruit training and are now ready to take an oath to serve and protect the citizens of our great city. It gives me great pride to introduce the 6 newest members of the New Bedford Police Department. Officer Gerald Harris Jr., Officer Jessica Nicoli, Officer Adam Amaro, Officer Justice Andrade, Officer Jonathan Fagundes, and Officer Nathaniel Goncalo. At this time, I would like to invite our Honorable Mayor of our city, Mayor John Mitchell, to say a few words. Mayor Mitchell, if you would.
Thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant Rodriguez, and thank you for organizing this event. This is actually, I think, Chief, this is a first. We've held the ceremony in the third floor reading room. We usually hold it in the Ashley room, but we've noticed that the swearings in are so well attended that folks of all ages that we needed some more space, and so it's appropriate. And so we picked this this site because it is a bit of it's a temple of New Bedford's history in a way, and it connects us up with, you know, the weighty tasks that these new officers will undertake in their careers. I want to thank the chief for his leadership and for setting a really high standard for admission. These not just anybody gets to be a New Bedford police officer. We have high standards here, and believe me, it is a very selective process. Not nearly everybody gets in, and so today is a solemn occasion. It is also a celebration, but it's also a point of achievement. It is a real achievement to become a New Bedford police officer, and that's the way it should be here in our city. I want to thank our City Council President Linda Morad is here, as well as City Council from Ward 5, Scott Lima. The City Council's been very supportive of the police department along the way. And I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the family members who are here today. Policing is a family affair in many ways. Policing these days is not just a stressful job, it's a complex job, and it's not easy, and police officers don't get thanked all the time, certainly not all the time they should. And the families behind them play a very important role in their professional performance and their job satisfaction and their well-being. You all will make them better police officers in the long run and enable them to have a more gratifying and satisfying career. And that's what the police family is about. Many of you here, many of the families here have members who've already been New Bedford police officers or law enforcement officers in different places. And so you know that this is it's a team effort. It's a collective effort. So I want to just say thank you to all of you for your anticipated support. And as for our cadets today, again, congratulations above all. But know that you know we're counting on you to do the most important business that government does, which is to protect people. And know that this is a city government that considers what you do the first business of government, and considers what you do to be important to everything else that we do. We talk in our city often about the work of economic development, the reform of our school system, the elevating of the city's quality of life, whether it's in our public spaces like our parks or through events and placemaking and all that stuff, but none of it works. None of it happens unless people feel safe in their community. It just doesn't happen. And so the role that officers play is huge, and again, it will be most of the things that you will do on a day-to-day basis will go unnoticed by the public. You won't get your name in the paper if you spend a little extra time looking into a noise that you hear on a couple of blocks over, and you're not going to get people applauding on Facebook if you take a little extra time just to sort of monitor things in a particular neighborhood. There are countless examples, but we will know over time when we continue to enjoy a city that is safe and where neighborhoods thrive. We'll know that is possible only because, or in large part because of the work that you do. And so we're very proud of the work our department does. We are grateful for your dedication by taking the oath today. That you are agreeing to undertake something that's of utmost importance, and know that you have your community behind you all the way. So thank you. Congratulations to everybody today.
Thank you, Mayor Mitchell. Now I would like to invite our Chief of Police, Chief Joseph Cordeiro, to say a few words. Chief, if you would.
Thank you, Lieutenant Rodriguez. I'd like to, first of all, thank Mayor Mitchell for his continuous support of our police department and the men and women of our department. I would also like to thank the City Council, as the Mayor said earlier, has been extremely supportive of our department and our men and women, especially today, Councilor Lemire is here with us, and Council President Linda Morat. I don't think she's ever missed one of these. Am I right, Linda? You know, we really appreciate your support. Thank you. But to moms, dads, brothers, sisters, cousins, friends that are here, I want to thank you for supporting these 6 candidates that got them to this point. The process to become a police officer is long and difficult. And then when you get in the academy, as I'm sure they told you when they came home every weekend, I don't think the word difficult really describes it. But for sure it makes them not only better officers, but better people for what they endured and worked there together. But thank you for that. And thank you for the way you raised them. Because what you did bringing them up, is the persons that stand before us today. Maybe I'll just shut it off. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. They're the person that I hear before us today. They're the people, the characters that you instilled in them. Those life lessons are the ones that carry them not only through the academy, but more importantly, is what's going to carry them throughout their 32 years here with us, or plus with our police department. We're out there working with our community. So for that, I thank you. And I thank you ahead of time, as I always say, because now more than ever, they are going to need your support. This is a tough job. It comes with big rewards, but there is big risks. There's big risk physically, emotionally, and mentally. There's a big strain on our folks. So now more than ever, they're going to need your support. You know them better than we do. So you need to know when they get a little stressed out. You need to encourage them to take their vacation and not work, not take overtime or details, to spend a little downtime. Not to forget what brings happiness to them in their life, their family, their friends, their hobbies, going to church. All those things that we need you to be there, Jiminy Cricket, and remind them. Well, push them in that right direction, because it's easy to get engulfed in this profession of helping people and working and overtime and details and helping. Now we forget to take care of ourselves, our health, physically, our mental health, and our emotional health. So I thank you ahead of time for looking out for them, because the healthier they stay, the more better promise they're going to give us. So I thank you for that. For our new officers, well, first of all, let me tell you a little bit about them. You know, when we go to these academies, we talk about the Bedford police officers being the finest, the best. And this crew here is second to none. When we got to graduation on Friday at the State Police Academy in Sturbridge, to lead the ceremony, 2 of our officers, Officer Fagundes, Jonathan Fagundes, and Adam Amaro, led us in the national anthem. Let me tell you, beautiful voices. We got to watch out that they don't get some kind of record contract, because they were that good. But they were shining. That's what was representing New Bedford. Nobody else, class of 80, those 2. As the ceremony proceeded, the 80-student class elected Jonathan Fagundes to lead them in representing them, giving their class speech. And I tell you, he delivered. He delivered with his words. He delivered how he presented himself. He delivered in how he timed it. It was impressive. And then shortly after, as the ceremony continued, he started to give out awards, firearms, academic, physical awards. And again, we won another award there. Our own now, Gerald Harris, won the Superior Performance Motivation Award. How do you get that? A secret ballot of your peers. What an incredible award that is. As you can see, these 6 officers are starting out of the gate full-fledged, full speed. They're leading amongst their peers, they're working together, and they're representing our city greatly. We can expect great things from them. Not only that, I got to say, we got a pretty good-looking crew out there. So if we're going to start a calendar, we've got 6 months already covered, but that's how we're going to do that. But to our officers, I want to welcome you to our wonderful family here that we have. And it is a wonderful family. But we are family nonetheless with our ups and downs. And we will take good care of you, but we depend on you taking care of us as well and of each other over the next 32 years. You just spent 6 months learning all kind of stuff, academic curriculum, first aid, how to drive a cruiser, criminal law, motor vehicle law, and on and on and on. But this job isn't just purely academics. You can't approach it that way. It's great that you have the knowledge, but you've got to apply to that knowledge your heart. There's a thing called heart intelligence. They're studying it now. They're saying we're sending tons of messages from our heart to our brain, thousands of messages every day. The point I'm trying to make, to do this job effectively, you can't just, it's not just black and white, because we're dealing with people. You're dealing with people's lives. You've got to infuse your heart intelligence into your everyday activity. That tied in with the knowledge that you have, you've got to approach people with compassion, kindness, caring, and yes, love. You know, we talk about community policing all the time, and we've shifted as a department that way. It's not really a new notion of a philosophy. If we go back 40, 50 years ago, the officer on the beat that many of you may have remembered, we won't ask you because we'll start to show our age, but when they were walking the beat, they knew the people in their community. They knew who they were, they knew their needs, and they knew how to apply the law. Who they had to go a little bit harder with a stick and no more with a carrot, who they just had to listen to, comfort them. It's not that much different, and that's what we expect you. The tools on your belt are not the only tools that we hope that you use. You've got to infuse the most important tool that you have, the tool, which is your brain and your heart. And then the biggest tool that we have that can be so destructive, or yet can be so creative, and yet it's the smallest muscle that we have in our body, is our tongue. We can use it to create, to encourage, to motivate, or we can use it destructively. So good Lord gave us 2 ears because he wants us to listen twice as hard and one mouth to speak half the time. So I would say to you when you're out there to do just that. Listen to the people that need you. Listen to their concerns. They're going to be upset. Use a little empathy. Understand where they're coming from. What in their life has led them to that point. Listen. Then put in your brain and your heart, and then put the right tools to it. We depend on you to care for our people, to help them and guide them. Not everything is a police problem. Not everything needs to end up in court. Sometimes it's just guide them to a chaplain, to another department in City Hall, or sometimes just listening and comforting them. But I know for sure that you're going to do very well because we've seen how you performed in the academy. You can tell by your character how you were raised by your families. So the good Reverend has already given me the eye, says I'm long-winded, so I'm going to cut it short. Reverend, welcome to our wonderful family. We expect great things of you. We want you to stay safe out there, vigilant. Remember what's important in your life, your family, your friends, God, and remember you're in a family that cares about you and will support you and guide you. Our best wishes to you, and if there's anything that the deputy and I can do from our office, you're more than welcome to come at any time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Would any of the city councilors like to come up and say a few words that are present? City Council President Linda Morad.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Good morning, everyone. Oh, come on now, this is a celebration. Good morning, everybody. Good. As the City Council President, I'm joined today by two of my colleagues, Councilor Ward 5, Scott Leamer, and Councilor at Large, Ian Abreu. And we're here to welcome the 6 newest New Bedford employees to the City of New Bedford. We look forward to a long and distinguished career on each one of these fine young men and lady. And we hope that they will, as the Chief said, join the Police Department of the City of New Bedford, hit the ground running, and serve the citizens and the residents of the City of New Bedford. You join a police department with heart. Every single day, as was mentioned before, the men and women of the City of New Bedford's Police Department, Fire Department, and EMS are unsung heroes. They do lots of tasks and lots of giving of themselves that go unnoticed. I look forward to you joining that department, to bringing your heart to the residents of the City of New Bedford, and to serving as well. Council Chair of the Public Safety Department, Brian Gomes, will have you into the City Council chamber on September the 27th, so the rest of my colleagues and I can officially welcome you to the City of New Bedford. To the families that are in the audience today, thank you for giving us your son and your daughter. We appreciate them coming to the City of New Bedford to serve us. Keep them safe. Keep your support of them strong. They will need it. And we look forward to seeing all of these fine young new employees at the first graduation service where they're promoted to the next rank, and hopefully among us here one day is a new chief of the City of New Bedford. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Council President Morad. The officers are now ready to be sworn in. City Clerk Dennis Farias, would you please do us the honors?
Thank you, Lieutenant. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to give the oath of office to our 6 new police officers. Officers, would you raise your right hand and repeat? I apologize. The Chief has asked me to invite all officers present to join your newest colleagues in taking the oath of office with them. So if you all raise your right hand for us as well. I state your full names. Do solemnly swear that I will, to the best of my ability and understanding, perform my duty as a police officer by serving my commanding officers with respect and dignity and the citizenry of New Bedford with compassion, courage, and integrity. In accordance with the Constitution of the United States, the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and the Charter and ordinances of the City of New Bedford. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, City Clerk Farias, for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me by officially congratulating our newest 6 officers. I would like to thank everyone for coming out, showing support, and I'm proud of these 6 newest officers. So, round of applause again for them. And that concludes our ceremony. Have a great day.